Beyond today's event, there are a lot of fascinating places to explore on Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and in the Dayton community. Dayton Aviation Heritage National Historical Park is made up of 5 separate units that preserve the heritage of Paul Laurence Dunbar and Wilbur and Orville Wright. One of those places is Hawthorne Hill, Orville's success mansion.
Well, hello, and welcome to Hawthorne Hill. My name is Carrie Grumbach. I'm Mr. Orville's housekeeper. In fact, I've worked for the family for, well, since 1900. Miss Catherine originally hired me when I was just 14 years old. So I've worked for the family, and they've been my family for most of my life. Now, Mr. Orville, of course, and Mr. Wilbur, their father, the Bishop Milton Wright, and their sister, Miss Catherine. Over the years, many people have asked, what is it like to work for such famous people? Why, they're heroes. Well, to me and to the family, well, Mr. Will and Mr. Orv, they're just good men. Honorable men, hard-working men, heroes. That first year that I worked for the Wright family, 1900, why, that was also the first year that Mr. Wilbur and Mr. Orville traveled with their flying machine to North Carolina's Outer Banks for the first time. You see, they had been working hard in their bicycle shop, of course, building and repairing bicycles. But they were also studying, experimenting with different designs for kites and gliders. It seems that even after the end of the workday, their minds were always consumed with the problem of flight, as they said. Well, I remember evenings around the dinner table. Mr. Wilbur would get an idea about some part of their flying machine. And it seems that Mr. Orville would have a different idea about that same problem, and they would begin to discuss it spiritedly. And then, even from back in the kitchen, I started hearing the rise of their voices, and when I poked my head out, why, I would see Mr. Will storming off one direction and Mr. Orv storming off the other direction. It wasn't long, though, before I could hear their voices out in the parlor again, and when I looked, there they were, heads together, working at solving the problem of flight. I guess most everyone knows that their very first successful flights happened in 1903. I had just turned on the gas lamps to prepare dinner, you see, and I heard a bell ring at the door. Well, I looked out the window, and there was a messenger boy, a telegram in his hand standing at the door. Why, I have the telegram here with me. Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, December 17th, to the Bishop Milton Wright. Success. 4 flights Thursday morning, all against 21-mile wind, started from level with engine power alone. Average speed through air, 31 miles, longest 57 seconds. Inform press. Home Christmas. Yes, it was just a few very short years after Kitty Hawk that Mr. Will and Mr. Orv did indeed become very famous men. Larger than life, as they say, heroes. But the heroes that I worked for, why, they were just men who got up and worked hard every day from sun up to long after sundown. Why, I would hear the arguments and see them covered with cuts and bruises from crashes with their flying machine. I would hear them sigh in disappointment, and I'd see them clasp hands in celebration of some success. What the Wright brothers, my employers, Mr. Wilbur and Mr. Orville, were to me, I think they showed the world, and that is that men, everyday people, could, with hard work and real perseverance, accomplish great things for the world.
Closer by is Huffman Prairie Flying Field. It's where the Wright brothers turned their invention into a practical, usable machine. Their work is commemorated with the Wright Memorial and the adjacent Visitors Center near Gate 16B. These places stand as a testament to the Wright brothers' determination, to their spirit of inventiveness that transformed the dream of human flight into a reality. Come and explore this creative legacy in your national park.